Hi, thank you for coming into the Star Wars comic shop. How can I help you today? My name is Oliver, and I will be helping you today. How can I help you? Alright, you want to just look around? Alright, no problem. Go ahead. I will just be up here waiting for when you're done. Hey, Jack. What, do we have any, Star Wars trading cards that we have yet? No, we didn't get them in yet. Alright, we did place the order, right? We were supposed to get them by now. So, we're gonna do something. We are gonna do something productive with that information. I know I'm new, but I really want to, progress in this business, you know? I know it's a mom and pop business, but I feel like one day I could be the CEO of this place. Oh, sorry. So, did you find anything, or would you like some recommendations, or what's going on here? Wait a minute. You look familiar. I know where I've seen you. You were at the ASMR cologne store, weren't you? Yeah. Remember, yeah. Oliver. It's so nice to see you again. What? I was fired for wearing a Star Wars hat that day. The same hat got me fired from. They were like, "That's not responsible. You're not supposed to do that, Oliver." And I was just like, ah. And they didn't like it. They didn't like my response. But life is too short to not be doing stuff. Wearing what you like, reading what you like, watching movies. All of it is art. Everything from what I choose to wear to books to movies to VHSs, it's all art. Even the cologne you wear is a part of your art. And how? We're not at the cologne store, but it is nice to see you again. I hope I don't talk too much this time. I'm a little more of a geek about the whole Star Wars stuff, so I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he says I have a problem with talking too much too. It's kind of crazy how everybody says it, but I don't feel like it's me. I feel like they're the ones that are just super chill, and then I'm just up here. But anyway, let's go through a few things here. So, are you a Marvel Comics or DC Comics person? Or Dark Horse? Are you a Dark Horse fan? Alright. Up for anything. I like it. Alright. So, here we have got Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. And this here is issue 2. Now, I know we don't have issue 1 currently in stock, but I believe that we ordered a few more because they sold out super quickly. And people were very upset that we didn't have any. So, looking at just the art here, it's very cool how comic artists can do this. And this right here just screams High Republic. But let's see. Turf War with the Dank Grax. Turf War with the Dank Grax. And this is Star Wars The High Republic Adventures issue 2 by Daniel Jose Older, Tony Bruno, and Michael Atiyeh. I apologize because I feel like that's not right. But to keep moving on, just keep it. Let me know if you want me to set it aside, and I will keep going and just kind of running through some of my favorites here. So we have a very cool Darth Vader right here. Darth Vader, issue 30. All her shadows. So, on the back here, Santa Staros, Justina Ireland, Pere Perez, and the cover is by Ken Lashley. This is a super cool kind of Rogue One-esque thing. Let's see, the Staros family Banos bands. Shut up, Jack. Shut up. Together for an Imperial heist. And if we just flip through really quick, we can see all the really cool stuff that's happening. And right here it says we've got a few more comics coming up, such as Star Wars issue 30 itself. But we will move on. So, I will just set these to the side, and actually we'll go over at the end. We'll go back through them very briefly, and we will figure out what you'd like, okay? Alright. You are cool with me taking your time like this. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to, okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. So, here we've got Star Wars, The High Republic. Enter the Herald. And this is by... Let's see, who is this by? Jack, do you know? Let's see, Charles Soule Jethro Morales, and the cover is by Giuseppe Camuncoli. There is the cover. As you can see, it's issue 4 of the new High Republic series. There was one back in 2020, 2021. Jack. He's something. And actually, we've got a really cool timeline here of all of the events of Star Wars. But once again, we've got the same back cover, but it is a super cool back cover, so I don't have a problem with it. Next up, we have The Mandalorian. Now, if you don't get this, I'm not saying you're wrong, but this is the way. This is... You get it? Alright. So, The Mandalorian issue 7. If you haven't actually seen season 3's trailer is actually out now, so that's really cool. You can see little baby Yoda here, who they named Grogu. This guy, who I cannot remember for the life of me. And then the Mandalorian, which Pedro Pascal plays very well in the series, let me just say. I saw Cara Dune in that brief. This looks super cool. And again, the back. But that is issue 7 of The Mandalorian. Yeah. So here we have Dark Web, Mary Jane, and Black Cat. I don't know. Do we have Marvel on the shelf? Your guess is as good as mine. I've only been here a day, so... Yeah, I know. You're actually my first customer again. How is that happening? How do you keep, showing up at the exact right moment? I mean, maybe it's fate. Maybe it's fate. But Mary Jane and Black Cat, issue 2, very good issue 1, so I can't wait to get my hands into issue 2. Oh, maybe that's why. There's actually a Star Wars High Republic ad in there. Well then, ain't that something? So, and actually, this is something I actually struggled with in the beginning, but now I've kind of figured it out. These come with a bonus digital edition of the comic, but they do expire after about a year after purchase, and some of them sooner. If they don't have the code inside, you will actually have to email or submit a form that will be emailed to Marvel Comic Support, and they will give you a code. But those only last about 2 weeks after purchase. but a lot of them do have the stickers. It's just occasionally. Alright, and we actually have our first advertised comic edition. This is Star Wars 30. And as you can see on the back here, Darth Vader 30, which is where we saw the advertisement for. So that's pretty cool. This says Star Wars No Space. And we've got Leia, Luke, and I'm not sure who this is right here. I'm not sure who that is, but I'm very interested. Once again, like, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I like to get my hands on these and read them after work sometimes. So, Star Wars issue 30 also has the bonus digital copy. Next, Dr. Aphra. We have control issues, apparently. Miss Dr. Aphra has control issues. And once again, Darth Vader 30 on the back. The Dark Lord battles the Queen's shadows. Which is quite crazy because something tells me that has to do with him fighting the ghosts of Padme. But hey, I could be wrong. It could be like Padme's servants that all kind of look like her. I know that Sabe has her own thing going against the Empire, I believe. But let's see. We're going to rapid fire these. And then we are actually going to put them in slip covers if you enjoy them all. So very quickly, we've got Han Solo and Chewbacca 8. Once again, it has a digital copy. The High Republic, The Blade, issue 1. This cover is very intriguing. I actually like that. And it also has the digital edition. The High Republic issue 3. And I quite literally don't understand what's going on with this cover, but it looks very interesting. Yoda, issue 2. I'm so glad that Yoda got his own little series. It's really cool. Star Wars The Hidden Empire 2. Very interesting first issue. I very much enjoyed it. Star Wars Yoda, issue 1. Little green guy again. Oh man. Seeing this guy in the movies just taking on Count Dooku and Count Darth Sidious was incredible. Like, he was their match. Especially Darth Sidious. Count Dooku did that whole, like, gross thing where he was like, let me kill your friends with this. Or you could keep lightsaber fighting me. And I might, get offed, but he was smart. He was smart, I'll say that, but like, Yoda was powerful and smart, but he also had compassion. So, I'm sorry, I don't know if you caught that, but that was my stomach. It has been rumbling all day. My lunch break is actually in about 20 minutes, so I'm excited that you found me before that. Yeah, like I said, I'm so glad that you could be my first customer. Old Oliver. I've been in the back all day, so I'm glad to be out front. Alright, anyway. Dr. Aphra, issue 26, Friends and Enemies, with the free edition. And on the back here, we got the cool Yoda issue 2 art. Alright. Star Wars Hidden Empire 1. As you can see, this is interesting. Let's see. I've just got to say, flipping through comics. Oh man. What? Why am I whispering again? I didn't explain it. Oh man. Oh man. So, this is actually one of only 3 ASMR comic shops in the entire United States. Yeah, there's not too many of them. yeah, it's a very relaxing atmosphere. We have D&D tournaments all the time. I think this Wednesday we have a Pokemon tournament coming up, and Thursday there's a Magic the Gathering tournament, and the grand prize for that is actually $1,000. So, if you're big into Magic, I would get down here. What? Yeah, it's at 5 p.m. Yeah, okay. So the final comic I've got to show you right now is issue 29 of Star Wars Bounty Hunter. And as you can see, we've got Bosk and another reptile figure here. And this has the bonus copy too. Do we have any more? You know what? Let me show you something brand new. These are as new as they get for this week. We've got Han Solo 9 and Han Solo and Chewbacca. Sorry. And we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunters 30. And then we can just take this crinkle device. And do some ASMR. Sorry. I got a little distracted. Yeah, it's one of my favorite triggers. Crinkles can be intense, but so good. Do you partake in the ASMR? Do you watch it outside of, like, you know, the ASMR cologne store and ASMR comic store? Big fan. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you, which comics did you enjoy the most? Really? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I will. You know what? Since you're buying so many, I'm going to give you the friends and family discount for starters. But I'm also going to throw in these comic covers, slips. So I will even do that for you, honestly. It can be kind of grueling to do it yourself, like on your own time. So let me just do this for you. So you're coming into a Star Wars comic shop. So which movie was your favorite? No, I'm not judging you. I definitely hear that one a lot. My favorite? This is where I could get into some, like, arguments. So, my favorite is actually Attack of the Clones. Hear me out before anything. Attack of the Clones is the perfect sci-fi romance drama. Because, you know, George Lucas always said it's supposed to be a space opera. Yeah. And, ooh. Star Wars is supposed to be a space opera. And a few of the movies, in my opinion, have a little bit of differing genres. So, Attack of the Clones is like the perfect example of George Lucas style romance. Right, there was American Graffiti, but I honestly think Attack of the Clones is like prime. Well, actually, if you'd like, we actually record what we're doing here. And if you would like to check out the ASMR later online, we can send you the link if you give me your email. Alright, yeah, I can take you down in just a second. Let me just tap on that a little more. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is going to be a good video, trust me. these sounds come up very well. I can see you're kind of like, why are you doing ASMR in person? That's just my personality. I like to tap on things and scratch on things, and it's just me. It's me, Oliver. But also, when you hear it on the mic, it will be delectable. Yeah, you can see there's like a little bit of a pitch change, because big difference. And then the comic sheathing is oddly satisfying. So you gotta tell me why that movie specifically. Fair. Yeah, no, I really enjoy that movie. It's just, everybody's got a Star Wars movie that they can connect to, and it's actually really awesome. And honestly, I just thank George Lucas and Disney and everyone for creating stuff where it's like, somehow it's a galaxy far, far away with like this thing called the Force that nobody has on Earth. But yet we can all identify with like the human aspects. Right. Yeah, I should be a Star Wars theologian, I guess. So, if you don't mind me asking, have you been keeping up with the shows? Yeah, there's a lot, I will admit. Yeah, myself, I have yet to see The Bad Batch or Andor, and I'm putting my reputation as a huge Star Wars fan on the line by saying that. It's just life has been very busy this past year. I mean, I was a cologne salesman the other day, and today I'm like doing my dream job of putting comics in people's hands so that they can like escape to this world that is just beautiful. Yeah, I hold it in very high regard, yes. I will say it's been a minute since I've seen the movies, but it's because as a kid I watched them so relentlessly. Like, I would put them on and I would just keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And that's all I watched for like a long time. So it's like, today I can pretty much quote any movie, or at least I could, now that I haven't seen it for a little bit. It's getting a little rusty up in the old think tank, but yeah, I have been keeping up with The Mandalorian. Like, I make it a point to keep it up with that one. It's just, I was honestly like a year behind when season 7 of the Clone Wars happened too. It was, yeesh, that one was bad. It was very hard not to hear spoilers. Somehow I did it. I don't know how, but like, it was kind of a big brain move. Alright, we're getting to the last two. I hope you've enjoyed your stay, I guess you could say, in our little Star Wars comic shop. I know we're not the biggest comic shop around, but like, we really do value our customers more than the others because you guys are pretty much like our family. Yeah, you guys pay for our comics, but like, I really feel like when you buy comics from the same place over and over again, you start to build this relationship with your comic people. And it's definitely interesting. But I've actually got these all sheathed up for you. Be careful. They are very slippery. Starting here these in 2 separate piles so that none of them get any grand ideas. So, with you leaving with all this stuff, would you like a bag? I'm happy to give you one if you want one, because I know this is a lot. Alright. Are you sure? Alright, I do understand that, yes. So, I really want to thank you, and I've said it a couple times, but I really hope you remember Oliver. And what was your name again? Right, okay. It's nice to meet you. Pound it. Nice. Alright, so let me give these to you here. Do you want it in 2 piles? We could do it in 1. Alright, we'll do it in 1. So there are your comics. And because you were so cool and because you were my first customer, I will give you 5 free comic slips. They're not too expensive, I know, but I just want a way to say thank you for being my first customer twice. So, thank you. Yeah. I will see you next time. Have an amazing day. You are enough, remember that. I know. I just like to leave people with positive affirmations because I feel like people need it today. Alright? Alright. I'll see you in the next one.